Swanage TV, Swanage TV. It's just right for you and for me. Have fun in the sun, go swim in the sea. There's always something special on Swanage TV.
Hello, good evening, and welcome to Swanage TV. Thanks for joining us again for another episode of Swanage TV. I'm Ian, and my co-host today is who is my co-host? Put it back on. There's kids watching. Hello, Gary. How are you?
I suppose you've come as a werewolf.
Yeah, thanks very much for that, mate. Yeah. How are you?
Oh, not so bad. Yeah.
Good. Thanks for starting the show like that. A bit wet outside, isn't it? Gary, how are you?
Not so bad. Ian.
What's been happening since the last show?
Well, my week.
Yeah, what's happening in your week this week?
It's quite hectic, actually. I bought a new car, and basically, I left my documents for the car, registration documents, in the back seat, as you do. And this is a true story.
Okay, no, I believe you. I honestly, we believe you.
I did my job. I work in Bournemouth. I did my job in Bournemouth, and drove home the next morning. I worked nights. Drove home the next morning and got a phone call from Bournemouth Police Station. They said, "Are you Gary?" I said, "Yeah." They said, "Do you know a person called this name?" And I said, "No, I never heard of him." And they said, "He was found slumped against the wheel of your car, steering wheel, drunk."
So let me get this right. This recap. Not only did you leave all your documents in the back of your car, your new car, you left it unlocked as well.
Unfortunately.
What else was in the car? Surely there was nothing else in the car.
My laptop.
Oh.
And the worst bit, is they said, well, they arrested him. I saw him outside my work being arrested. I thought he was just drunk and disorderly, one of those. And it turns out they dragged him out of my car.
Oh my God.
And arrested him. And
that was it?
That was it, yeah.
Very strange.
I don't know what's going to happen.
So I'm sort of looking forward to tonight's show, Gary. I'm really looking forward to tonight's show.
Moral to the story?
No, there's not a moral to the story. Yeah, well, there is a moral to the story.
Car. Yeah.
Yeah, lock your car. Don't be a melon. We love you, though.
Right.
But listen, as you can see, we are not in our illustrious TV studios that we were for our last show, because we are live at the Royal Oak pub in Swanage, which is the most haunted pub in the world-ish. But before we go there, before we carry on, we've got to say a big thank you to everyone that looked at the last show, sent in the comments. Gary, it's a bit overwhelming, wasn't it? It was absolutely fantastic. Thank you. It sort of spurred us on.
The office was busy.
Yeah, the office was very busy. The back office, you can see it in our TV studio. All the staff are running around, answering email. Crazy. But yeah, thank you very much. We really appreciate it. It's helped us, spurred us on to make another show, as it were, which is this. This is a different show. It's an outside broadcast, fully live to you. Now, Gary, the most haunted pub in the world we are in.
It's been said.
It's been said, right? Anything happened to you?
Well, actually, I was very sceptical. I've been sceptical for years about this other side business.
Yeah.
And I was doing a disco in here one night a few years ago, and my lights. I was talking to somebody after the gig.
Yeah.
Had a pint, and they brought up this ghosty stuff, and I said, "A load of rubbish." And at that point, my lights, which are on tripods, just fell over. At that point.
Really?
Yeah.
What, at the exact same point?
Yeah. And bearing in mind, they had been up for 4 or 5 hours previously while I was working around them doing discos and stuff. And you think,
yeah,
I've never done anything since.
You sort of question it, don't you? You have a little, you think to yourself, what would it be? And your mind starts to wonder. Yeah,
possibly.
Anything else?
Anything happened to you?
Yes, mate.
Go on then.
Yes, mate. Let me tell you, right? I've only been in this pub twice in my life, right? 3 times now. And I don't know the owner very well, Rachel, and I certainly don't know the lady that we're going to be talking about later. But a couple of Thursdays ago, we came and did a pre-production meeting. And there was myself, our producer, I come in the pub, we sat down and spoke to Rachel, did all the pleasantries, with the lady that we're going to talk to later as well. And And I'm sceptical. I was sceptical. I just come in and my mind was like, oh, do you know what? Is it real? You know? And when I after we'd done some of the pleasantries, the medium lady, world renowned. I mean, anyway, I'll tell you a story. She sat there, and one of the first questions was, "Is your dad John? Is he passed over?" And I'm thinking, oh, here we go. Is it John? You know? And I think, oh, lucky stab, you know. And I said, no, it's not. And then I carried on talking because I didn't want to try and give anything away, right? Because sometimes this is what you think. And then we went and did a tour, some lighting bits and all the rest of it around some of the rooms. And let me tell you, there is a room upstairs that I do not want to go in again, right? And I'm not kidding you. There's something in there, Gary, right? I don't know what it is. It's so cold, cold. And it's a very uneasy, uncomfortable feeling, right? So that said, we're doing all this thing. And I'm walking back down. She's going, oh, Ian. I said, oh, what's that? She said, it's not John. She said, it's your dad, Jim, wants to talk about your mum, June. I'm like, are you sure, love?
So she knew it all.
She knew the names. I don't even know the woman. She knew. So anyway, I'm on my toes down the stairs a bit lively then. I'm thinking, oh, hello, Tiger, not having any of that. Bang on. Proper bang on. I was like, and then she's going on about, yeah, your dad's here because he passed over. I'm going, yeah. And she's going, oh, he said about, why'd you give up the drums? I'm like, oh my God, stop talking to me. You know, it's got crazy, scary stuff. And I'm thinking, how do you know any of that?
Yeah.
So then, you know, and since that day, only a couple of weeks ago, I've been thinking, do you know what? You've got to have an open mind, didn't you? You've got to have an open mind. And then the following Thursday, we came here to do the setup with the lights and everything. And I'm here on my own in this room, right, which is it's slightly terrifying when there's only one of you in here and there's, you know. I'm sat here and I'm sat where we are now and thinking, oh, no, I don't like this. Maybe we'll move over the other side. So I dragged the chairs over. I put my pen and my pad there, right, on the table. And I'd sat down in the chair, right? I sat there and I thought, oh, no, I'm not having that. And I didn't have anything else on me. So I moved the chair and I moved the table. And then I realised that there's a window over there and the light would be pretty bad. So I thought I'll move it back again. I moved the table and I moved the chair, right? And I turn around and this is what happened. I'm going to show, right? It's like a pen. This is the noise it made. Oh, no, well, it rattled around like that and then rolled. And I'm like, what's happening? I'm looking up. I'm going, where's that come from then? What's going on?
Yeah.
Scared me to death.
Yeah.
No one in the room. And I'm thinking, well, it's not even my pen. So things happen here. And I honestly did not think I'd be saying stuff like this because I'm
never skeptical. Into that. You've never been into that.
No, I mean, listen, I mean, you know the stuff I'm into.
Yeah.
And this has always been this big thing, right? It's a big thing. But there's something in it, Gar. There is something in it. You know, it was...
I actually believe it because... I mean, you see it on TV. A lot of this is entertainment, show business, isn't it?
Yeah.
They do all these things. This one's real.
I think so.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I think so. I mean, the lady is well renowned here, isn't she?
Yeah. Local.
Terry Powell.
Yeah.
Right? And she lives here. You know, we've got one of the best mediums in the world on our doorstep.
Yeah.
Right. And she's good. And she's really, really good. But we have got a packed show, Gary.
Yeah, what's actually going on today?
Well, in a minute, what we're going to do is, well, firstly, we want to hear, right? We want to hear from anyone that's got any ghost stories, particularly with this pub. Yeah. Get involved, okay? Give us a call if you're watching live, 0330 001 2401, and we'll get you on. Come and talk to us about it because, you know, it's your show too. We want to get the people's experiences of this pub and any other ghost stories that may have happened in and around Swanage. So, yeah, give us a call. Let us know. Or send us a message. Do what you need to do. We've got call team standing by, call handlers waiting to put you through. So come on, give us your stories, that sort of stuff. We've got the lovely Rachel Applin, who's going to come, the landlady of this fine establishment. Is going to come on and tell us all about the pub, a little bit of background about herself. And then, Gary, we've got the world famous medium lady who's going to maybe be talking to dead people, but sat next to me, right? So that's a little bit terrifying in itself, okay? So I'm going to find out a bit about Terry. And you, what are you going to do?
I'll be going around the building.
You're going to go ghost hunting?
Checking out, I don't know, ghost hunting.
Good luck to you.
They might come find me.
Good luck to you, I'm telling you. Good luck to you. So something else, ladies and gentlemen. If you see anything, right, when we cut to Gary live in and around these areas, or if you see anything behind us, or if you see shadows or anything, let us know because we can't see them. And and all I can say is stuff goes on here.
I think it's possible that because we're doing this, we might be missing something in it. And,
we might be missing. We can't see everything, but what you also got to remember is it's Halloween, Gary. It's Halloween, and it's the time where, the dead and what's Halloween? Explain it. What's the deal?
Yeah. So I was going to say it's Hallows Eve, isn't it?
All Hallows Eve.
If you go back to the serious stuff, it's basically where the live and the afterlife, the wall is thin.
Ooh.
So you can.
So the dimensions of the
communicate a lot easier.
Well, to be fair, we're in one of the most haunted pubs in Britain. It is Halloween. We got a very, very best medium in the world. I'm building her up. I hope she don't mind. What could go wrong? If something's going to happen, or we're going to hear something or see something, it's going to be tonight, isn't it? Surely it's got a high probability of something happening for us tonight. But we'll go through the show and we'll try and work out as and when we go during the show.
Lots to do.
So do you want to get ready then? Go and do some
off and see what's going on.
Go and have a look. Yeah.
Okay.
Thanks, Gary. See you later. So what we're going to do, Gary's going to get ready, and he's going to go and see who's in the pub downstairs, see if anybody's about, and see if anybody, because locals from all over the place, all over Swanage come here. They've all had experiences. There are thousands of people that have seen things, heard things, seen shadows, that sort of stuff. So, like I said, if you see anything, let us know. Now, Gary, are we able to cut to you now? Oh, it looks like.
Yep. Let's move over to this guy. Your name is?
Photographs, yes.
And you should be seeing the pictures up of the one, and there's a lady in the window, is it? Or figure?
Yeah, there's a figure in the window. There's a few different figures in windows. Sometimes they appear in pictures, sometimes they're not there. They move about. So, and I took these photos to prove to the world that it wasn't in my head. I wanted people to see
what you're seeing.
Yeah, to see that it's real. It's not make believe. It's all there. And the thing is, if people want to see it, they can see it. So amazing. I believe.
And there should be a picture up right now. Is that right on the?
Well, I think we could be struggling with the viewers for the picture now, Gary. It's not happening, mate, at the moment. So
okay.
We have the picture up, Gary.
There should be a picture
is up, yeah. So the viewers are seeing the picture. If they look in the window, look hard. Is there a figure in there, Gary? Ask the gentleman if there was a figure there. If he saw someone in that window.
Yeah, there's many different
faces. Types.
Yeah, I've seen men, I've seen women.
In that window?
Yeah, different ages as well.
Terrifying.
Okay. Different timelines as well. So
right. And you've had any other experiences in this pub?
Yeah. So the other night we had our Halloween party, and 3 of us saw a lady in a long dress walk into the restaurant, and we went in there and nobody was there. And throughout the duration of that evening, this lady was in and out. And I actually went in there once and I was looking at some books in there, and I saw her walking behind me. I turned around and she was gone.
Wow.
And I actually did some initial photographs, which I haven't sent it in, but I managed to capture a face on film in that room.
Wow. We'd love to see those pictures. If you don't mind ever sending them to us, we'd love to see them.
Send them across to Swanage TV. That'd be great.
Yeah, I will do that.
Bring them up another time. Okay. Yep. Thank you very much, Charlie.
Thank you.
Okay. With that, it's back to the studio. Back to you, Ian.
Thanks, Gary. Thanks very much. Wow. I mean, unbelievable, Gary. Those stories there. It's a little bit daunting. Gary, you're still there. Yeah, we can see. Scott, sorry, not Scott. Gary. What was that guy's name? Charlie.
The guy I just met was Charlie, actually. Yeah.
Okay. All right. Well, tell him fantastic. I mean, fantastic. Viewers, as you can see, we've come back. Gary, thanks very much. We'll catch up with you a bit sooner. Is that all right?
Yep. I'll keep on going.
No worries.
Thank you.
Well, listen, as you can see, joined by the lovely Rachel. Hello, Rach.
Hello, Ian.
This is Rachel Applin, for those who don't know. This is the lovely landlady of this fantastically haunted, beautiful pub. Rachel, what about it? What about it? I mean, people seeing stuff, and I mean, it is genuinely one of the most terrifying places I went to a couple of Thursdays ago, and I'm not sure I want to do it again, right? But it's been a long road for you to get here, isn't it? I mean,
very long road.
And you're a local girl, Rachel. You know.
Yes, I am.
Where were you born?
In Swanage Hospital.
Same as Adrian, our other guest.
Adrian,
yeah, lovely. Okay. So you must have gone to school locally and all that as well.
Yeah, I went to St Mark's down the road.
Oh, St Mark's, girl.
And then later at Poole College, Poole Tech.
Oh, what'd you do? What'd you do there?
Did secretarial, which sort of helped in other businesses we had.
Yeah. And what was that? Because you had the Arkwrights, is that right?
Yes, that's right.
What was that called then?
It was Applins, yeah. We had it in the family for over about 40 years. And then I went in and joined with my cousin. And we ran it for a while. And then my parents and myself bought it. And we ran it for a few years after that. And then we took another shop in the town. And then I owned the Purbeck Deli for a while.
Oh, right.
Before I came.
Purbeck Deli, I know it well.
This end.
But doing all that, you eventually came here, right?
Did.
But you weren't coming here, were you? How did that happen? Because this is a very strange quirk of fate that you actually got this pub because you didn't like it, did you?
No, I had nothing really to do with this pub. I'd been in it a couple of times, and I had worked here about 30 years before. For a while, never went upstairs, never really went out the bar area, and wasn't my pub at all. And we were going for the one down the road, the Globe. And it all went drastically wrong. And the day I'd actually signed to transfer the licence over to myself, I was out in the fields opposite with Terry. We were walking the dogs, and she said to me, "I'm really sorry," but she said, "You're not going to have the Globe." And I thought, she's wrong for once. I thought she's wrong. And I said, "I've signed this morning, transferred the licence over. Nothing can go wrong now." And she pointed up to this one. And she said, "That's the pub you'll have. You'll have the Royal Oak." And I said, "You're mad." I said, "I wouldn't touch it with a barge pole." Went our separate ways. The day went on. I think deep down I knew she was probably right. And phone didn't ring. Dinner time came, tea time came, nothing from my solicitor. And then at 10 to 6, Craig phoned me and he said, "I don't know what's gone wrong, but something's happened. We're in a strange situation. You've got the licence. You can sell the alcohol. The existing landlord couldn't. Don't know what's happened. He doesn't want you to go in there." They pulled out. So we lost the sale. We didn't actually know till the Monday morning. So it was a very long weekend. And then I was offered here 2 or 3 times by the same brewery that owned the Globe. And I turned it down, didn't want to know. I was absolutely devastated. I'd lost the Globe, lost a lot of money on it as well. And I thought, no, I don't want to do it. Pub life isn't for me, although deep down that's what I wanted. And then Terry was helping me a couple of times a week down the deli if I got stuck. And she said, "We're going out tonight." She said, "You're coming up home." So I went up her house and she said, "Right, come on." So her husband and her younger son, Johnny, and me and Terry walked down here. Didn't know where I was going. And she said, "You've got to get in there and sort this out." So I said, "Don't want it." Anyway, we came in and I'm not quite sure how we ended upstairs, but we ended up to the top floor. where her son Johnny saw various orbs, coloured ones. I seem to remember red and yellow, floating around. And Terry said, "Yeah, this is it. This is it." So we walked around. I didn't particularly pick up anything. Didn't like it up there. It was the first time I'd been up there. Came back down in this room, and we were playing pool. And she said, "They want you to have it. You will have this."
Oh my goodness! So she's not only told you in the field.
Yeah.
She's come in. She
Yeah.
spoke to the resident ghost, who have told you got to have it.
Yeah. Definitely.
Scary stuff.
And I
Scary
still
stuff.
I didn't come and view it properly for about 6 months, I think. And eventually I took it on trial for a month. And the rest is history. I took it for a month's trial. It took us 7 weeks to clean and tidy it up, which at this point is a bit late now, 13 and a half years down the lane. But I would like to say thank you to everyone that helped us, especially my mum and dad. And we got it sort of ship-shape and opened up.
It's lovely,
And
Rachel.
I think we were given 6 weeks. We'd last 6 weeks, and we've been here 13 and a half years. So
Testament. I think
pleased
it's a testament
Yeah.
to the pub. It's a testament to you, I think, for A, having the gumption to stick with it,
well, it's-
and B, to turn it into what it is. And it's a lovely
Yeah.
place. It's a really nice, really, really nice pub. But
but
it's haunted. And
It's
there is
haunted.
no ifs, in my opinion, no ifs, no buts. But
Yeah.
it's only my opinion, you know. But there are thousands of other people that have done that,
Yeah.
you know, have said the same thing. So what we're going to try and do is we're going to try, because so many people see so many. I mean, the chap there seeing the lady with the white dress. I mean, I've not heard that one before. I mean, is it
that happened on Friday night, and I was one of the ones that saw it.
Oh my goodness!
I actually thought it was my friend that had come in that was dressed as a white witch, and I came in after her because I thought she'd come in for some food.
Oh,
And I thought, I'll put it in the microwave and warm it up for her. And she wasn't in here, and I couldn't get over it because I'd seen what I thought was her come in. I went out to the toilet or outside to see if she was actually out there, and she was actually in the toilet. And I said, "Have you just been in the restaurant?" And I mean, the time scale was all wrong anyway, but she said no. And I said, "Well, I've just seen you walk in there." And Charlie'd seen her as well. I didn't know up until then, he'd already seen her a couple of times. And my friend Chantel was sat in the chair, and she said, "I just saw someone walk in there."
Oh.
So that was a multiple thing with 3 of us.
I don't like it.
So that's very recent.
I don't like it. But listen, there are loads of characters here. I mean, who's Mary?
Mary.
Where's Mary seen and things?
Mary's been seen everywhere. I've seen Mary all over the place, mainly in the bar, but upstairs. I've seen her in the garden. She's been seen outside, out the front. And I've done a lot of research on her.
She gets around.
She does get around.
She gets around.
She does get around, yeah.
So,
Yeah.
do we know how she passed on?
Yes, unfortunately we do. She had cirrhosis of the liver on her death certificate, and she ended up living down at a little manor just down the road. She was a landlady here for a while and helped to look after her sister.
Do you
that
reckon
was
that's the
really
cirrhosis
poorly.
of the liver?
I
Because
do.
she was probably having a bit
Oh,
of a
definitely,
couple of
yeah.
tarts every so often.
Yeah, she certainly likes her drink.
It's terrifying though. That's and she's seen everywhere.
Yeah, she has, and by loads of people. I've lost count how many people seen her. And it's quite interesting with her. She's actually lived in 4 houses that I've lived in, which I find a bit strange. And she also was to do with the ship, the local pub that was on top of the hill. And I was going into partnership with my friends from Australia, which would have actually been her pub, but it all fell
Right.
through at the last minute, which was a shame. But I think maybe that was maybe meant to be.
Wow. I mean, you're scaring me a little bit now. So that means this ghost woman has followed you in 4 hours.
Well, I followed her, I think, really.
Oh, hello. Thomas and Jack Stevens.
Yeah,
They are seen a lot.
they are
here.
seen a lot. Yeah, I haven't seen them as much as I've seen Mary. But again, in several places, seen Jack by the front door, as I've seen Thomas there. I sense Jack.
Sorry,
more than
I'm going.
anything.
I don't know. Oh, I got really cold then. Oh, I don't like it. I don't like it very much. I don't know. Where's Gary's getting cold? But tell me about Thomas and Jack Stevens quick, because
Can I just bypass that with Lizzie a minute, as he's in the spot where
we
I
just
saw
just
Lizzie?
come in. We're just coming to see that in a minute. I
Right,
just want you to tell me
okay,
about
okay.
Thomas and Jack for a minute, if you don't mind.
Thomas was a landlord here, as was Jack, his brother. They were here sort of about the 1835, no, 1857, I think it's the first listing of them.
So all of it can be traced then?
Oh,
all
yeah,
these peoples and
I've
all
got
the...
documents, I've got death certificates,
Ooh.
birth certificates, census forms, and we found out who they all are. We had a family tree done on them, which all sort of links together quite nicely. And
Wow.
I've done a lot of research on it, and it's really interesting.
Yeah, I bet.
Really
Is there any way we can see the research? Was there something?
Yeah, I've got it all upstairs.
Wow, we'll have a look. We'll have a look at that.
We've got a few photos of them as well, which is quite interesting. Going back to Mary, a friend who was related to her sent a photo down about 6 years ago, and said he thought I'd be interested to see it. And I looked at it, had it on the bar, and someone picked it up and said, "Oh, why is your mum in fancy dress?" And I said, "Oh, it's not my mum." I said, "It's a photo of this lady that was here." Someone else had picked it up and said it looked like my daughter Bryony. And I sort of looked at it again, and very sort of across the eyes, it's got a resemblance of my mum, my daughter, and myself. And even this year, Becky, my friend, was helping do some research on ancestry, and we found out we're actually related by blood to her as well.
What is going on with you?
Well. Don't know.
Oh, don't know. Stop now. Right. Tell me about this little girl, because this little girl is seen everywhere. And this terrifies me more because I'm told she sort of hangs around your legs and people are feeling the legs.
She does with Terry. I've never had that happen to me. She was the first one my dad saw. Oh, crikey. I don't know how long ago, 10 years, 12 years ago. And he saw her go up the staircase, and he came in and said to me, "You should keep that door locked. A child's just gone upstairs. Why has she gone upstairs?" And I said, "Well, I don't think there's a girl in here anyway, but no one's gone upstairs." And he said, "Well, I saw her. She did." Another friend, a photographer, saw her up there when he was putting his camera up there one day and refused to go back up with it.
I hear that. Honestly, I know about that.
I didn't see her
not going back.
I didn't see her for a long time, and then I saw her go behind the bar. And the clearest was down to the toilet, to the men's toilet. And I called out to her and I said, "Oh, your toilet's in there, that's the man's toilet. You need to come back this way." And obviously no answer. So I went down the corridor after her, and I thought, "Oh, she's already gone in the men's."
Well, what's happening now, Rachel? We're going to cut across to Gary, because he is in the area where this Lizzie girl is seen a lot. And I know, as you can see, it's all done out for Halloween. Yeah. But Gary, can you hear me?
Yeah, I'm here, Ian.
Okay. Gary, how are you feeling, mate? Is there anything in there that you're feeling? I mean, the other day...
Not just yet. I'm having a little walk about. And just trying to listen. Has it been said the little girl was here somewhere, was it?
She walked down the entire length of that corridor.
I'll just turn around. Right.
And then she went into the men's toilet, where obviously I didn't
Gary, go into the men's toilet. Just go go quiet.
What's the step? What was this? Obviously, it wasn't a toilet forever. So what was it before this?
We believe it was part of the stables to do with...
Gary, what's that?
Something flashing in there.
Is it a decoration?
Have their own little disco in there.
Yeah, is it a decoration thing? Oh, it's the light. Are you kidding me, Gary? Are you kidding me? God. Is that? Get the picture of that horrible skeleton out of the way.
Hello.
Not having it. Hello? Not having it. Get out of there, Gary.
Hello. Anyone there? No, it's normally
no,
right.
It doesn't normally do that.
Hello.
Light things.
Hello. Is there anyone there? One. Is this like a Morse code? Hello.
Yeah. If anybody knows Morse code, they can read it. Let us know. I'm not going in there. After we wrap up here, I'm not going in that toilet. Just so you know.
Yeah, it's quite cold in here. But I mean, this is like an outside toilet, really, isn't it? In a way.
Yeah.
Although there's a radiator down
Gary,
here.
get out of there, mate. Just get.
Yeah.
That's not funny. That's not funny.
Again, it could be a bulb or what's going on in there.
I don't know.
I mean, it's a little bit of a coincidence, perhaps, but let's not let's just assume it's a faulty bulb, okay, faulty light. But that was quite weird. Anything? Can anybody see? Don't forget, look in. Give us a call as you're looking at these things. We can't always see things. So if you see,
there's obviously spirits come in different shapes and forms. Yeah, as in the shadow and stuff.
Gary, I don't know.
I mean, you quite often catch things out of the corner of your eye, and like you think, oh, won't always see it full form, like I have done. But I mean, I tend to sort of sense it more. I sort of seem to feel when they're around a bit more. But on those occasions, I have seen them full blown. A friend of mine was actually in the toilet at the time. I saw a little girl go down, and I actually shouted out to him because I didn't want her going in there, knowing he was in there. And he actually came out, and I said, "Did you see a child just go in?" And he said, "No one's in there." And I felt such an idiot because she couldn't have possibly gone back up the alleyway because I was stood there. And obviously she wasn't in there because he didn't see her, but I saw her, and I know I saw her.
I didn't like the light thing. I've got to be honest with everyone.
Well, it was fine this morning.
I'm not having that because from where I'm sat, it's like only over that way, and I'm not happy about it. But anyway. Gary, thanks for that. Now we're going to do one more thing, Rach. I think there's a big room, I think, upstairs, whereby there was a fire. I think. So I just want to make sure. I think Gary's going to pop on up to that room now, and I believe he's leaving to get there. And we're gonna see him in a minute. Rachel, explain to us this room that Gary's going to go in a minute. What happened there? Was there a fire or something?
There were at least 2 fires that we know of that have been documented, and a lot of people have stayed in that room. Admittedly, mainly mediums when they've been here for our demonstrations, and they've all woken up, sort of feeling like that they were actually on fire. They were in a room full of fire. The room is really hot. It's not that warm a room anyway, sort of naturally it's not that warm a room. One lady in particular had to open the window because she said she could smell smoke so badly when she woke up. We've seen, I can only say it looks like flame. It obviously isn't flame, but from the garden. And this lady, the one that Charlie wrote in about before, has been seen by numerous people. I've probably lost count of about 30, 40 people that have seen her in the window, obviously distressed, trying to get out. So
that's not funny.
No,
that's not funny at all.
I'm absolutely paranoid about fire here.
We're going to cut live to Gary, who's outside the fire room, as it were. So we're going to cut there. Gary, how are you, mate? You made it?
Yeah, I'm actually still here. It's dark up here. I'm going to.
Dark up there. How are you feeling? Are you okay?
It's very cold, considering you're on one of the top floors. It's very cold up here. And,
Gary, what do you reckon that light in the toilet? That was a bit weird, wasn't it?
It was.
It was weird, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Hey, were you scared? Are you all right there?
It's quite. What's going on in there?
Yeah, I know what you mean. Gary, let's have a look at this room that you're in. This is the room where there's been a few fires in there. There's been a few fires in the room.
Okay. This is called the Poppy Room.
Right.
I've been told. Is that right, Rachel? Poppy Room?
Yes, that's what we call it. Not quite sure why.
So, Gary, there's a window there. That's the window of the picture, isn't it?
Yeah.
The guy sent in so that we could see.
So actually, the person could be stood here now.
Well,
no.
Rachel was explaining that some people have been seeing it as like a distress to get out of that window because they're, obviously reliving whatever this fire thing was. I mean, not good.
Smoke is very often smelt up there as well.
Can you smell anything up there, Gary? Is it? Have a look around, Gary. Have a look around the room and just see.
There's yeah. If any viewers can see anything I'm missing, just phone in straight away, please.
Gary, who are those photographs of? What
over here?
Rachel, do you know these people? Who are they?
Yeah, the one with the fuller beard is Jack Stevens.
Oh, the one we were talking about before, yeah. This is the one we're looking at now, is Jack
we
Stevens.
see regularly and feel his.
What in with the hat? And does he come in with a hat?
Yeah, he's always with a hat. Well, most times.
He looks quite meaty, doesn't he?
He's very much in charge of everything that goes on.
And he was
a landlord here.
Right.
Yeah,
he still thinks he owns the place.
Yeah,
does he?
I believe he does. Yeah. Well, that was Thomas Stevens. He was the main landlord here, and he's been seen by numerous people.
So I'll tell you who he looks like.
Scott.
He looks well. We don't know a Scott. He's just called our producer. It looks elderly with a beard.
Mm.
I want to get him to grow a beard.
Mm.
Wow. Scary stuff. I mean, so these are the people are seeing these. These are
yeah.
Gary, how'd you feel?
He usually comes with top hat.
Strange, isn't it?
Not what went on in that photo.
So they come in. Well, I suppose they all wore hats, didn't they, back in the day? That was their thing, wasn't it?
It was black and white. Well, obviously, but
hello.
very much booted. They're not,
Yeah, very general.
Yeah.
Gary, how you doing there, mate?
Yeah, actually, what I want to do, I'm going to sit in a chair. You can see the chair.
Are you sure you want to do that?
Yeah. I've got to, haven't I? I'm going to sit down here in the chair, and I'm going to sit back.
Describe what you feel.
I just want to listen.
Okay.
And I'm going to turn the camera around, see if we can see anything that's from here.
Yeah, you're quite Gary. How are you feeling sat in that chair? You're not feeling a bit warm, are you? Bit toasty, like you're on fire.
Well, actually, no. It's a weird feeling. It's cold. It's cold. There's a radiator right next to.
Oh, what was that?
Can you see anything?
No, but it was like I heard like water drop, like a water drop thing. We'll have to. Did you hear that again?
I had something. I don't know.
I'm waiting for somebody to come out the loft.
Yeah, you'd be out of that room quicker than you think. There.
Oh, I would. I'd be out the window, I think.
Gary, are you feeling anything other than the temperature? I mean, anything at all, or
nothing? No, I can't hear anything. I'm just thinking. See anything? I'm waiting. I don't know what happens. I really don't know what happens. Because obviously they come in different forms. So if something happens, it's going to happen, isn't it? So
I think so.
Hello. Anyone here? Is anyone here? Can you hear me? Anyone here? Is this a room where they come through at all?
Oh, Gary, I've gone ever so cold.
I wouldn't say as many in there.
I've gone very, very, very cold. Oh, I mean, proper. I'm freezing. What was that? No, just forget it. My mind's right. My mind's running away with me in here in the studio bit. I'm sorry. I'm looking at Gary's feed. I'm getting cold, and I'm thinking, oh, I don't like it. Gary, shall we come back to you a bit in a minute?
Yeah, I'll sit here. I'm going to sit over here now. See what happens.
Well, Gary, just go steady, okay? We'll come back to you in a minute, and
speak to you shortly.
If you're hearing anything or seeing anything, we'll cut straight back to you for a minute, okay?
Of course.
All right.
Yeah.
Thanks, Gary.
Thank you.
Rage. Scary stuff, isn't it? It's not funny. But let's bring it back to the pub. Let's get away from the spooky side for a minute. Just a minute. Nothing major. There's a fantastic social side to this pub, Rachel.
Yes.
There's karaoke nights. There's discos. There's the Shove Halfpenny, which was on tonight. Yeah. I mean, amazing turnout for that. It's incredible. I think we've got a bit of footage of that we can run another time. But so this massive apart from the wonderful beer and the food and the lovely service and the charm and everything that you provide, you do a Meals on Wheels service.
I do, yeah.
Tell us about that, Terry, because that's a noble thing. It's a lovely thing.
It's just basically for the older people in Swanage that can't cook for themselves for various reasons. And we go around and provide a service for them that's sort of tailor-made for them.
Oh, I think that's a really good idea.
And it just sort of keeps...
And is all that prepared fresh here in the...
Yeah.
Lovely job. And if people are watching, I mean, I'm hoping there's not too many elderly people watching, because by now they'd be quite scared, I'm sure. But if they are, is it just for the elderly, or is it for lazy people as well?
Well, it could be. It could be. But mainly it's sort of disabled people or people with problems, people that can't get out.
There you go.
That need
get in touch with the Royal Oak.
I've seen a week, a year, whatever.
Yeah, brilliant. I've seen the food as well. It's lovely.
Good.
It's really nicely prepared. It looks delicious. So,
thank you.
Wow. Theme nights, you do them here?
We do a lot of fancy dress.
You do a lot of fancy dress. I know our roving reporter likes to dress up a little bit.
He does. He's very good.
But that's very good. We'll leave his weekend work to himself, shall we? Right. Rachel, we got to go back, because this pub, apart from everything else, you do a psychic night. Okay,
we do.
Explain the psychic night.
We do 2 a month. We do a demonstration where we get various mediums in from all over the country. We actually had a couple from abroad as well. They come in and they do a demonstration of mediumship. And it's open to the public.
It's really well supported as well, isn't it? I mean, you'll be surprised who you see in here on a psychic night, won't you?
Yeah, we've done it for about 10 years. We close the doors so we don't get any sort of outside hassle or anything going on. And we do courses here. We do quite a lot of healing from here.
Do you?
We have a wonderful garden, which, again, I must thank my dad for all the hard work he puts in out there.
I have been out there. It is lovely to go and have a beer or something to eat out there. It's
very,
lovely.
very peaceful.
Yeah, lovely.
And when a very close friend of ours died, we wanted to put something up there to remember him by. My friend Andrew came down and it started off as a seat, then it turned into a very elaborate horseshoe, which I wanted, to then become a circle where it included North Hill, and we call it the circle now.
Yeah, lovely.
I find people just sat up there.
It is peaceful.
Fed up, whatever. They go and sit up there and they really genuinely come back in feeling a lot better.
How weird is that?
Whether it's in their head, it doesn't matter. If they feel better, that's good.
Yeah, that's right.
A lot of healing does go on.
I have been up in the garden. I was here with Paul, the bar guy here, Paul. Yeah. He took me out here when he first came in, and I'd never been out there. And it's lovely. And it was in the summer as well. It was absolutely beautiful garden. Really, really peaceful. You're right.
It's really hard on it.
Oh, so back to the ghosts. Yeah, in a second. What we're going to do is we're going to go live, I think, Rachel. We're going to cut off to Gary. Yeah. But before we do that, I just want to say, Rachel, thank you. Thank you for being a lovely host and allowing us to do this here. And I wish you all the best with it. And we'll see you again soon.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. And right now we're going to cut across to Gary. Gary, I believe you got someone there going to give us a little story.
Yes, hi Ian. Yep. We've got Selwyn here. Is it Selwyn?
It is, yes.
And you had a ghostly experience here?
Yes. When I first came into the pub, my friend one day asked me what I was doing, and he'd been watching me for days, and I kept letting the cat out. And I said, well, I'm letting the cat out. And he said, what cat? I said, well, the black cat, of course. I didn't know that there wasn't a black cat belonging to the pub. Nobody told me. But it does exist, and it does reside here from time to time.
You've seen it several occasions then?
Oh, yeah, quite a lot of times. That's why I kept letting it out.
Is it just the cat, Gary, or are there any other experiences the gentleman's had?
Have you had any other experiences at all?
Yes, there's. I've seen a grave in the garden, but usually I've sort of seen people upstairs.
Didn't they? I've been told that they dug around out the back, haven't they?
Oh yes, very much so. Quite deep.
Yeah.
Yes, yeah, very, very deep. And we've both the top bit and just just at the back there.
And you mentioned about the window, so
yeah, the
same window as Charlie.
Same window as Charlie. I've seen a few ghostly pictures there.
Mm.
And
can you explain what they look like? Figure of some
Victorian
sort.
female.
Wow.
It's always a female in there.
Yeah.
Looking out more than anything else. But and at the top of the garden, there's usually ghostly appearance to the side, where we have the horseshoe.
So is it a figure up there? Is there a figure there?
There usually is, yes.
Yeah.
In the corner.
Sounds terrifying, Gary.
I would say usually children I usually see up there.
Wow. And do you know any of these spirits' names by any chance?
Not the names, no. One of the ones that come to mind is Alice. But,
right.
But and Tom is another one.
And if you spoke to the landlady about all this?
Oh yeah, quite.
And does she obviously? I've been told recently that there's somebody called Alice. Yeah. Who's Tom?
Tom I see as a young boy.
Right.
But there is.
Did he live here? Possibly.
I see Tom as a young child who was brought here as a whether he was in the stables. But there was a Tom who resided here.
Yeah.
Long ago.
Yeah. Ah. Okay.
But there are various other aspects that I've actually seen here. I've heard voices, female voices downstairs.
Right.
And upstairs, and I thought, oh, Rachel's in. And I thought,
have you had experiences in here, in this bar?
Oh, yeah.
You have, as well?
Yeah. I've come in, I thought, oh, this, one of my friends is in the corner, sat in the corner here, with his jumper on, and then I've gone through, and he's in the other bar. He's in the other room.
A real person?
A real person.
Strange, isn't it? Yeah.
Yeah.
Sounds scary, Gary. All of that sounds scary.
It sounds very strange, doesn't it? Okay. And with that, I'll pass you back to the studio.
Gary, thanks very much. Well, thanks, Gary. Fantastic. Strange stuff, strange goings on. Rachel's been replaced and morphed into the lovely Terry. Ladies and gentlemen, this is Terry Powell, world famous medium. It's weird in here, isn't it? Isn't it weird?
Well, it can be.
I noticed the guy there was saying about other things like that, and things have been reported. Keys go missing, glasses, and everything else.
Yeah,
and
you don't get a lot of that.
Who is he talking about? This Alice?
I'm not sure where Alice fits in with the family because I pick it up, but Rachel keeps it to herself so that I can pick up again, if you see what I mean. So I haven't got it all in my brain and everything, but she's connected to the Stevens family. Definitely, I do know that.
Wow.
Yeah.
Well, Terry, thank you for joining us. Right, I've got to say about last Thursday, because it's freaked me out and it's still freaking me out, that you are very specific to people. All right, there was a psychic night here last night, and you were talking about some bloke eating pomegranates. It was his favourite. You're not going to know these things, right? And you certainly, because I've never met you before the last Thursday or so, are going to know the names of my dad who's died and his ex-wife who's my mum who's still alive. You're not going to know those names, particularly as it's June. You know, it's not a very common name, so. You scare me a little bit. But when you're getting these things, Terry, I mean, let's take it back. I mean, when did you first become aware that you had this wonderful gift to talk to dead people? And I'm not kidding when I say that. These people are no longer here. You talk to dead people. It's a really weird thing.
We are going right back.
Yeah, let's go.
About 3 or 4 years old, I suppose I was, when I first saw Spirit. I'll quickly tell you because it's so clear in my mind still today. I'd been sick and I was crying, Mommy, Daddy, I can still remember being on the bed,
looking over at the door, and there was a figure in the doorway, just like a multitude of colours, but I knew it was a female, and she had her arms out to me. And I jumped out the bed and ran to my sister's bed. She wouldn't let me in, like sisters being sisters. So I got under her duvet at the bottom of the bed. Literally, I can still remember, like, oh, terrified. And from then on, I would see spirit and be scared to get up in the night.
Yeah, I don't blame you.
Yeah, for many years it petrified me, but slowly things would happen. I'd start hearing it. I'd always sensed when spirit was back and saw them, and then I'd start hearing, mainly in my head. So as I got older, I sort of learnt to, through help from other mediums, to discipline my brain to be quiet. So because it's always in the back of the head, you thought it's like a thought wave. And at first it was like a radio. Was it me? Was it them? So I had to do a lot of meditation and discipline the brain so that I could hear.
Because I'm assuming at first it must have been crazy. There's millions of dead people. You must have been going out of your mind, were you?
Yeah, it was pretty scary stuff growing up. Yeah, I used to leg it down there to the toilet, and then you've seen Sixth Sense, but that was me when I was a child. You know, yeah, you gradually get used to it, and now I love it.
Do you? Did it scare you, or does it not anymore? I suppose.
Just like you, if I wake up in the middle of the night and they're stood there, or I turn a corner in the dark, and it's like, because you're not expecting to see anybody. I'd be scared if you were stood there.
I'd be scared if I was stood there. But no, I mean, that is terrifying, though, isn't it? Because well, I suppose it's not terrifying so much to you now, but what you're doing is everywhere you're going, you have the ability to. Well, they come to you though. They
used to it now. Just used to it, you know. You know, at home as well as here, you know, where I can be out and about, and I'll see spirit following somebody else, you know, and sometimes they'll get me to go over to say something, which is really embarrassing when you don't know the person.
Oh my God! What? Yeah, and say, listen, your great granny Mary or something. She's just here, letting you know it's all good, and because it does, right? It does bring a lot of comfort to people.
That's what my job's all about.
It's a nice thing, you know.
Not all this talk about you can conjure up the spirit and you can keep spirits in a place. No.
Oh, they were already here. It's nothing to do. It can't be to do with. It's just the fact that you can.
Yeah, try and send them on into the light, but if they don't want to go, there's nothing you can do. But yeah, I see them all over the place, really.
Wow.
And
you are listening to this, aren't you?
And like last night, it's not the likes of me that was really good at spirit. You know, spirit, I'm just a channel, and they'll use me to give messages over to their loved ones, which is comforting. Yeah.
Well, I do. I mean, last night we did come last night. We came, and it was packed to the rafters. I'm surprised. There's so many people into this in Swanage. You couldn't. There was no room for standing. I know. And there were so many things you were talking about. You were talking about the guy with pomegranates. You came to us at one point. You were talking about Lisa's sister, and really like bang on stuff, right? And so you do scare me a little bit, Terry, because are you feeling? I don't. For God's sake, just before I ask you the question, right? Prepare me. Is there anything? Can you feel anything now? Don't look at me like that. I'm not looking in your eyes. Yeah. Don't look in her eyes.
You can always feel, you can feel, which I've already told you about your dad. You've got your dad round you, I can feel.
What now?
Yeah. And I've also got Alice watching earlier. Not Alice, Annie, sorry.
Who's Annie?
Who resides here. She's a biggish lady, and I presume she would have worked here. She's not one of the Stevens family, but she'll often come along. She's always got her hands on the hips.
Oh, like a matronly type of...
Yeah, but she's... just wants to know what's going on. She's very protective over Rachel.
Is that the one you said came in earlier and was looking around?
Just have a look. But we have to respect them. They don't seem to want to go on, the Stevens family. I mean, when Rachel first got the pub, she asked me would I walk around and see if there was anything going on because different things had happened.
Yeah.
I reported to her that Jack was the first one. He asked me what I was doing in the pub in a real rough voice. You know, what are you doing in here?
That's the guy in the photograph, isn't it? The sturdy looking one with the beard. Yeah.
And you just got to respect them. I said, well, it's your pub. It's okay. I'm just helping Rachel out here. And anyway, she asked me to walk around, and I've picked up so I could hear. My guides were helping me. There was Thomas, Jack, Lizzie, Mary, and this went on, and Elizabeth.
Oh my God.
Yeah. So anyway, the wonderful thing was Rachel was. She proved it all. She got a lady to help do the family tree. I mean, I was.
What more do you want? I mean, you are specific. This is what sets you apart from. And like I was saying earlier in my opening thing, this whole thing has always been open to parlor tricks, and it's always been accused of it, right?
Yeah.
And unless you're involved and unless it affects you directly, you either do or you don't, right? You either believe in it or you don't. And sometimes you don't believe in it because you don't know anything about it, right? That's the main thing.
Yeah.
But when you're specific, that I think is where it sets you apart from all the ones that go, oh, you know, blah 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 blah. We got anybody in? And you don't. You go to people and go, oh, like with me, your dad's dead. He's talking about your mum, June, and you're giving me the names, and you're telling me he's here now, which is terrifying me. But I do feel sort of all right with it.
Yeah.
Could you tell him, right? Because it's been bugging me, and my wife will see this enough. Before he went, I think I borrowed a tenner or something from him because I had to go and get something, pay for parking or something in the hospital. And I said, I'll give it to you later.
All he's doing now, he's going, here he goes. Here he goes. So you worry too much. Yeah.
Is he?
Yeah, he's saying, here he goes.
Oh, he would say that and all.
Yeah,
He'd be probably telling me to shut up, stop being a big old...
Yeah, he's telling you not to worry. He goes, oh, he's worrying.
Well, you think of those things, don't you? Because I didn't give him his tenner back, and it's been bugging me for a long time. And bear in mind, I don't believe in any of this until the other Thursday. So I have never even thought about trying to communicate with anybody that I've lost. I've never even thought about it. And now you're telling me that, and I'm like, it's bringing me a bit of comfort, but it's terrifying me.
You didn't ask me to do anything, and sometimes you have to be very careful. But if spirit pushes me, I understand that they just want to get a message across, and it's okay, which your dad did.
That's brilliant.
You know, it's just like, I looked at you. Usually I can tell if I look out over someone's shoulders, we'll say the right shoulder, usually I'll look at them, and usually if they've got someone with
them, was he there?
I'll show.
Hey, Dad, come on, you've had your time. Oh, my goodness me. So when you get these things, and like you say, sometimes it's voice, sometimes it's, what was it about pressure or something you feel? Was that one of them?
No, you can sort of sense it, yeah. Just like everybody's got, some people say they're code, won't they?
Mm.
But I'll sort of like, I'll sense when they're about in a different way. It's hard. That's one's hard to explain. Or I'll hear them, sometimes outside of my ears, sometimes it's in the head. Or they'll show you pictures. That's
mental images and things.
Like a video. It's just in front of here, say where your third eye is, and you'll see like a video.
Wow.
You know, and you think, wow. Yeah, it's certainly in a place like this as well, because I mean, although they are residing here, you also get a lot of what we call fingerprint memories.
Right.
You know, and they'll show you, you know, like I saw the cart coming up. I didn't realise that this place, the front was at the back.
Oh, right. Oh, I see.
And I was saying to Rachel, I said, we was stood in the bar. I said, I've got a feeling of a cart. I said, I've got a milk cart coming at the back. I said, and I was going, oh no. And I saw a little boy run out and he got killed by this milk cart.
What?
She's proven that as well. Yeah. But they were showing me this, like in a way of the video. It wasn't actually happening.
Wow.
They weren't redoing, you know.
Have you ever been asked to go and help the police or anything?
No.
Because you see that sometimes, don't you? I think you'd be all right with
I
it.
have been in contact with the police, but I'd rather keep that to myself.
Oh, right, okay.
Over their missing person.
Yeah, fine. Yeah, I don't want to talk about that. I mean, now, there's a couple of things I want to talk about, Terry, because Rachel did some stories with some of the people you see here, but you found something else that they didn't know, which was about a blacksmith. Is that right? A blacksmith?
Yeah, that was wonderful, actually. I was thrilled to bits with that. We were going shopping, so I called into the pub and I said, I'll just use the ladies a minute before we leave. So I'd gone into the ladies, sat in there, and I thought someone's outside the door, you know, in the toilet, but, you know, I got the door shut. So third eye came in, you know, and I asked them to show themselves, and I could see this man and sort of whiskers round here, and he had this apron on.
What, me, was it? No.
And blacksmith.
Wow.
You know, yeah, I was thrilled to bits. So I went out to Rachel and I said, oh, you never guess what, after all these years, because we met Thomas and Lizzie and all the rest of them. I said, I've met a blacksmith. So she said, can you give me a name? And I said, well, Philip. That's all he told me was Philip. Anyway, so she followed that. Oh, yeah, and he said to me, that's right. And I said, what do you want? That's the bit, right? And he was pointing up to the seat and he was going, that's the way, needs iron on the roof. That's how he said it. And just pointed. So anyway, I told her this. I said, you've got trouble with your roof. And so I showed her where it was. Anyway, I think she ignored me the first, well, not ignored me, but she didn't do it the first week. So I heard him again. I said to blacksmith Ben, I said, he's having a go. I said, it's urgent. So she got in contact with one of her friends who did a few jobs around here. He had a look at the ceiling and he said, oh my God, if you don't do this now, he said, it's going to come in. And there was actually iron needed where they'd done an old part of it there was iron broke away.
Wow.
So yeah, he's been, so then he'd given me a couple of other jobs as well. The chimney was falling down. And there was a lentil. They call it lentil.
A lintel.
Lintel.
Yeah.
Lintel.
Not those little.
Yeah,
little
I know.
Things,
I always get that confused. I'm terrible. The kids will be screaming with laughter if they're watching this now. Here she goes, isn't it? But he showed me where that was, and that needed doing. So he only seems to come when.
So he's like your general handyman blacksmith.
Yeah.
I wonder if. So was he like resident? Was he part of this building at one point? Did he used to fix it? Do you think?
Well, so Rachel found out about was there ever a blacksmith? So she got into that, and the lady delved in, and there was. His name was Philip Moss.
Shut up! I mean, you get stopped doing that.
And not only that, where I saw him in the ladies' toilets and where he talked to me first, that was his cottage. This was 3 cottages, and that was his actual cottage. So I was thrilled to bits.
That's a ladies' toilet, right?
Yeah,
that's fine.
So to be able to prove that, which is marvellous.
It's amazing how accurate you are with it. You're telling stuff,
and
however it works.
And Philip Moss was marvellous.
Yeah, I mean, hello, you got a blacksmith. His name's Philip, right? That you shouldn't be able to do that unless you'll get. Well, there you go.
To look at it.
There you go.
Okay.
We're going to cut live, I think, Terry, if that's all right. We're going to cut to Gary. In is it the ladies' toilet? I'm hoping it's in there, apart from Gary, where the blacksmith was seen. So I think at some point we're going to cut to there. Gary, how are you, Gary? Can you hear me? Hello.
Just sorry, I'm just working.
There you are. That's okay. We can hear you.
Technology. Yeah, I'm in the said toilet where the blacksmith used to live. Is that correct, Terry?
Yes.
Yeah. So just turn this camera around again.
It's very light in there. Yeah. Tell me if there's toilet.
It's quite bright, but there's yeah. So is this the roof that was going to go in?
No. This is outside the toilet.
Right. Okay.
Behind the toilet, sort of round by the men's.
So where I'm videoing, actually, where I'm filming is where the girl was. Is it?
No, this is literally where the blacksmith was. This was part. The old toilets used to be part of his cottage, right. And this is where he used to obviously do his forge or something, wasn't it, Terry? I'm assuming, or you're looking at it. You're looking at it intently now. You're looking at the screen intently.
Making sure that
okay.
Yeah. It is one of my favourite places in here. Left-hand toilet.
Left-hand toilet.
See stuff. Well,
left-hand toilet, Gary. Can you see anything,
just
Terry?
But I often go if I'm in that toilet. I'll hear it, get information. If I ask for help, like when I'm doing a mediumship, I'll say, "Where am I going to next?" I'll get the information. Or if they want to visit, they'll come the other side of that door, like the blacksmith did.
Could you imagine if you come outside of that door now? I'd absolutely have to leave the pub. I've got to be honest with you.
It would be marvellous.
But honestly, Terry, I've seen you. Gary, is there anything else there, mate? Any feeling of anything?
No, it's just another cold room, really. But again, it's outside of the pub, sort of, isn't it? It's like
I mean, you can know if it's cold or if it's ghostly cold, and
yeah.
And the blacksmith only ever comes, like I say, if there's a problem. So I don't expect to just sort of see him.
No, of course.
If we see him, Rachel panics.
Well, next time, Which is going to cost them money, isn't it? You think, not him again.
Yeah, because he told us there was going to be a leak through the roof. And she said, no, I can't do anything about that now. It's Christmas. New Year's Eve, there's a leak come through the roof. She had no electric.
No. That's fascinating, though, isn't it? I mean, the spirit, people from a different realm or dimension can still help in this realm. I wonder if it's the same because you're in this one and you help them a bit as well sometimes.
Yeah, and they obviously love the fact that I feel they wanted Rachel to buy this place. I really do feel there's
Were
a
you outside when
connection.
she was telling me that you went over the pub and said, no, you're not going to have that pub, you're having this
We
one?
were coming across the field at the back here, well, the front here. And as we were coming across, she'd already signed for the globe and
she
everything.
said she'd already...
Yeah, and she said, turned round and she said, am I going to have, is it going to be okay? Am I definitely going to have the globe? And I sort of asked my guys and I said, no. I heard
Fancy
no.
doing,
I said,
fancy saying that to her.
And for the first time ever, I looked across at this pub and I said, you're having that pub, which she didn't want at the time.
Wow.
Yeah.
That is quite immense.
There's so much coincidences with
Well,
this
I
place.
say there's no coincidences at all. They're all just things that are there. They're not coincidences. They're just things that happen. It unnerves me. It does unnerve me a little bit, but I feel sort of safe that you're here talking. You can talk to dead people. You can tell them to like get back. You know, get back. Don't come and get me. Get back. But do you know what I mean? So, I mean, Gary, there's not a lot going on in there, my friend. So, I think what we're going to do now is the last story I want to talk to you about, Terry, if you don't mind, is the soldiers.
Oh, yes. Marvellous what we've seen over the years. Well, I was walking past what we call Bat Alley.
Bat Alley, yeah.
Ladies' toilets to go outside. And I sort of did a double take and I thought, who's that? Walking to the toilet, down to the toilet. So I just saw the back of a soldier. So that was exciting. We've had them coming into the pub. We just sat there, Rachel and I. And we've even had the red jackets, We had one chap, and I got the name Henry. And I said he's got long black boots, red jacket. Rachel actually researched and found and got a photograph of him. Yeah, and his name was Henry. So that was absolutely marvellous. So he doesn't visit a lot, but he visits now and again. And then up the street, we were sitting there, I said, I can feel these soldiers coming out the street. And over the field, got that in the field. I said to her,
what, over the field from here?
Yeah,
like
I feel as if they were over the field. I said, like there was, they stayed over there. And she found all that out, the history side of that they did actually camp over there.
Wow. Well, I think Gary's going to be going upstairs very shortly because he's in the wrong place at the minute. So I think he's going to be going upstairs. And what we're going to do in a minute, Terry, is we are, and I've said about this room, okay, upstairs, and we're going to go to this room in a minute. And I don't want to go to this room, but I'm going to do it because it's part of the show. When we went in this room, I don't know what's going to happen now, but you'll go in first, right? You go in first, and then I don't want to go at the back because they always get done, don't they? The ones at the back, they always get taken first. So I'll go somewhere in the middle, and we're going to go and have a look.
I assure you, they won't hurt you.
No, well, that's why I'm going to be close to you, right? Just to get back. It's cold in there. It's the most bizarre room I've ever been in, and what we're going to do, just before we go up there, or just before we do any of that. When you're looking at someone like me, when you're looking in my eyes, can you not read my mind, but do you, like, for example, now you're looking at me. Is my dad still here, by the way?
Yeah. Did he have a cough before he went?
Yeah.
Because I can hear
COPD.
That's what cough, he's going. And even to this day, he wanted to get attention as well because we ignored him then. He went,
oh, right.
He's doing that a bit, but yeah. Telling you you've got to slow down. That's all. He's saying slow down.
Yeah, I always. Yeah. I'm a bit. I'm particularly tonight. I'm terrified. But fair play. I keep looking behind me, thinking he's there. Oh, it's not. This isn't funny. This is not funny. But is there anybody else or something you can sense before we go and do what we're going to do?
No, I think we'll find out when we go upstairs. No, you're all right. Annie's gone.
Okay, thanks, Annie.
Oh, yes. Look, yeah.
Stop. Okay, what?
Little Reg. Little chap, Reg.
Reg?
Yeah, and I've never met him. I've only met him through spirit. But,
okay.
He's a direct descendant again from the Stevens.
Right.
Rachel knew him.
Right.
But yeah, I can feel him around. Yeah, and I could just
sense
him.
Reg.
Feel, yeah, I just heard the name Reg.
Oh, I got
That's
really
how
cold.
they do it.
I've gone really, really cold. Oh, I'm not kidding. I've gone absolutely freezing cold. Right. Okay, thank you, Terry. Thank you so much. Right, you're scaring me to death. But
I'd love to scare you a bit more.
No. Yeah, no. I'm good for now. But what we're going to do, Terry, if you don't mind, we're going to go upstairs into that room, you and I, and we're going to cut live in a minute to Gary. But I'd just like to say thank you. Okay, make sure I don't get, grabbed or anything up there. And we'll go and we're going to have a look. Now, I'm not kidding, people. This room, if you ever get to come here, and Rachel's willing, I mean, I don't want, don't make millions of you come in and say, oh, show me the room, because she'll charge. I would. But if you know Rachel and there is that thing, if you ever get the chance to go into this room, just prepare yourself, because the temperature is really, really noticeable from normal. It's quite warmish here. I feel quite calm now, which is good. But good. I'm already anticipating how cold it's going to be up there and whatever. So what we'll do is we'll go up and let you do some of your magic if there's anything up there. Well, are you okay with that?
We can have a look around. Yeah, we just be respectful.
No problem about that at all.
Don't try and conjure them up. They're about.
No, if they're about, they're about.
I always make sure that they know that this is their place. They
Absolutely.
still want to be part of the pub. So
can things go wrong, Terry? Have things gone wrong? I know because the glasses move and keys move and things. Is it ever in anger from people or from these spirits? Is it?
Sometimes Jack will take over, especially if somebody.
What's that?
That's the dog, don't know. He's probably sensing. Animals pick up really well if there's something going on.
I don't know. Oh my God, the dog's freaking out. Okay, listen. The dog's free. He's whining a deathly whine. Is what's going in my ears. It's out of earshot, I think now. But you want to do it?
Yep, everything will be wonderful.
Okay, we're going to cut to Gary now. So Gary, we're going to be up with you in a minute. Let's go and do this.
Outside of the twin room. And everyone can hear you. We're outside of the twin room, and we're waiting for Terry and Ian to come up, actually, and we're all going to go in together.
And should go in first. Money had it. They just said it.
I want to put this back in because I just heard the producer. Right,
Gary,
can you hear me now? Can everyone hear me? Yeah, that's fine. Okay, so we're going to go.
Hi, we've just come up the stairs.
No.
No.
I've got to come this way because you're going in first.
I'm not going in
first.
At all, I'm not going in first.
Right.
So basically what we're going to do is... I feel cold already and I'm here. Yeah, I'm
I was not, I just feel
okay.
A bit of respect.
Go on, you go. Gary,
after you, sir.
If Gary goes, he's at the back.
Yeah, I can always run.
Oh, it's freezing, Gary.
You better duck. Small room.
I'm not kidding. I'm not. Oh, go in there. You go in there.
I can't. You can't get in there first. Okay.
Oh no, not.
Right.
Oh my giddy aunt, it's hot. I don't like standing there. Sorry.
What's that?
I'm not standing there either. Whoa.
Right. What's that?
I'll stand next to this one.
Oh, it's cold up here, isn't it?
Straight away I can pick up on Elizabeth.
Old Elizabeth.
Yeah, old Elizabeth. Yeah.
Where's Elizabeth, Terry?
Oh, hold on a minute.
Do you know where Elizabeth would be?
I don't like it in here. I really don't like it in here. Just legs are freezing.
It's very, very cold in here.
Wow.
This is where I first met Elizabeth and Lizzie. And she told me she was 7 and that she had died of the plague.
Oh.
Which was tuberculosis, wasn't it?
Mm.
But my son researched it and said it was the white plague, known as the white plague.
Oh, I see.
Years ago. But yeah, quite often she'll play in there.
That I'm sorry, I can't.
Take a seat. Ian, sit down.
No, I don't want to sit in there, Gary, because our producer sat in there and he felt really uncomfortable, and I do not want to sit in there. I sat on the end of that bed and I was boiling. Yeah, and I don't like any of that over there. I don't like that bit over there. No,
Sometimes you do get a bit of an atmosphere. I think that's what
I feel this atmosphere. I feel it.
We see it again. We're on one of the top floors, and it's cold. Where heat rises, doesn't it?
It's not cold out there. Outside.
No, that's right.
It's freezing. It is cold in here. Room.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
it does change as well. Yeah.
It's nice. So where's this Lizzie now? What's she?
I can feel Jack about us at the moment. It's just, but not sure if we're interfering or not. You know. Just respect.
Is
Jack Stevens? This should be.
Yeah.
Is he okay with us being here?
Yeah, it's just.
Can you say thank you from us,
Yeah,
from the producer and everybody?
Yeah. Well, we did ask permission, didn't we? Rach?
Yeah, we did.
We did come up here and say, would you know, if you don't mind, we're just going to come up and have a good lounge. Prove that you're still the family and you still own the pub. It's still theirs.
There's.
I wouldn't like to sleep in here.
I don't
myself,
want to be in the
I'm
room,
used
Gary.
to I'm used to
I don't want to be in the
Can you explain who this is?
That's old Elizabeth. And the other daughter, she's another Elizabeth. They use names a lot.
Yeah, because you've got Lizzie, the granddaughter.
It's a bit confusing, but there were 3 generations of Elizabeths. So that would have been her grandmother.
Right. This is really not a nice room, is it? It's
First
not a
time
nice
you
room.
come in here, it is a bit like that, isn't it?
This is the second time I've been in here, and it feels the same.
Because you're
It's
picking
cold.
up on stuff.
How are you feeling, Rach?
Yeah, I'm okay.
It's good,
Yeah,
yeah.
She's wrapped up, like she's got a girt coat and a jumper on.
I know what happens up here.
Gary, how are you? Anything?
I'm all right. I'm just cold. I am cold up here. Yeah, and you think, because it's one of the top rooms, you think it'd be hot.
Can't feel the energy.
Yeah, I'm just telling them now. I mentally talk to them all the
Yeah,
time.
yeah.
You know, so I'm just saying
Well,
it's
tell us what you're
okay.
saying. Tell us who's here and.
Yeah, I'm just letting them know it's okay. You know, Elizabeth, I'm busy.
Child.
No, the
Elizabeth?
old
Right.
Elizabeth, who's in the picture there.
Okay.
The elderly lady. Yeah, and she's sticking a finger up at me like this.
Is she? Are we in
No,
trouble?
old lady, no, she's all right. I think that gradually I can feel a bit better. Can you feel a bit warmer?
Yeah.
I'm starting to feel a bit better
Yeah.
as we're talking.
Fine.
I do feel warm.
Yeah.
Another picture there. Who's that?
I'm not sure about that one, to be honest. We just put that up because a lot of quarrymen have been seen in the pub.
Right. I suppose in the day.
Yeah,
In the day there was all here, was guess. Yeah.
Yeah.
We have seen
Can't really see that.
It's still warm here.
It's starting to warm up a
Yeah,
bit because they're all right. Because they're relaxed a bit. And you will find if they don't want to know, then they just disappear into a different room, don't they?
Yeah, very much.
So, but we did when we first.
That shiver thing is gone. That shiver
Yeah.
for me is gone. Maybe
No,
when
it
Rachel
my
first
mind's
moved
not racing
in,
or something.
It's quite cold.
You're still cold.
Yeah. Over
They
here.
don't like you, Gary.
No,
That's
probably not.
because you're
They
near
said she's
Elizabeth.
just said if
Because of my hair,
you're
Elizabeth.
still cold,
Yeah.
it's because they don't like you.
I'm gonna go over that way then.
Specifically you.
Yeah.
Right, okay.
We've sat on. And Lizzie's and everybody's who's moving the bed? Who's bouncing on the bed? She'll be behind bouncing. She'd well have fun, won't she?
Yeah.
Pull your hair.
Oh no,
Yeah,
really?
Yeah, really. Yeah.
I've been told to by this producer says sit in the rocking chair.
Who, you?
You.
Oh, thanks. Because I need to.
Yeah, you can. You'll be safe. Go on.
Is there anyone in there?
No.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
Well, I mean, you know, right?
Yeah. There you are.
Oh, this is like something out of a horror film, though. It's dark. It's cold. It's cold there.
No, you'll either like.
Oh.
She'll either have you out of there or she won't. Just silly.
Things for TV, right? Jeez.
Once again, if any viewers can see anything that we're missing, just phone it.
Yeah.
Give it a rock then.
Yeah, great, Gary. Yeah, I don't like it.
It might float back.
I don't like it. I'm not doing it, Gary.
No.
I'm sorry.
That does happen to a lot of people. She don't want you.
That's horrible.
Yeah, because that chair belongs to her.
Oh, my legs are going again.
Oh, yeah, it's gone. It's just gone quite cold here.
What is going on with that?
When we first came in here,
It's actually quite warmer over here.
What is going? Well, it's because they're telling us off now.
I mean, we've never ever touched Ouija boards or anything like that. And
No,
you can't, like I say, you can't conjure them up. But we have sat in here to talk to them because we know they're here.
Yeah.
And it would change. The atmosphere would change. And I said to Rachel, I thought there's a vortex at the end there.
That's why they come through, is it?
Yeah. And I
Wow.
thought sometimes it would change. And we'd
Or just stand near you,
yeah. But we used to have to talk to them to say, look, what do you want us to do? You know, do you want us to help you go across? Because you can go on.
Yeah.
You know, Rachel would always ask permission before doing anything, wouldn't you?
Yeah, always.
You know.
Yeah.
Do many? I mean, obviously the ones that are here are sort of like residents, as it were, which is a strange thing
they
to
just
say.
don't want
They
to.
don't go.
That's right. They don't seem to want to go on.
Is there a question I want to ask? Is there a reason why they don't go on? Is it like impossible for them to go on, or is it?
Not really.
They have a choice.
You do get spirit that it's got unfinished business,
right,
or they might die quickly and not realise they died. But I don't think this is the case here. I honestly think it's because they love the place. You know, this was their home, especially Jack, isn't it? It feels like this pub is his.
Yeah, very much so.
Yeah.
He's in charge of it all, isn't he? Really?
Yeah, and you've got Thomas, haven't you?
Yeah.
You know,
Thomas is a gentler energy to Jack.
It's like they're living their life around us, if you see what I mean. They're still carrying on. You often get a glimpse. I think, oh gosh, there goes Thomas, or there goes
Carrying on with their chores.
Yeah, as if they're carrying on, because Rachel doesn't do anything to disturb them. They're not going to disturb us when we make one mistake.
Yeah.
But then we've apologised to Spirit for that, and we had a great let a group move in for a minute. We won't mention any names, but it was a big mistake, and we had to apologise to Spirit.
Oh, right.
So has anyone ever been threatened by ghosts or spirits here?
Not really, have they?
Not-
Things have happened.
Not directly. Things have happened. Things have been shown, and they've known about people's fears, which is not very pleasant. I mean, I had that personally from Jack. Don't know why, but yeah, it's enough to make you.
I mean, obviously in the films you see. I mean, that wardrobe could go flying across the room, etc.
No,
they wouldn't be doing that.
Like your photographs. That would be sort of
Different altogether.
Spirit that wants you out, and that's
Right.
here through rage or through,
Well, we've been told several times
Still
to
got
get
emotions.
out of here, haven't we?
Well, this
You
particular
know,
room.
This particular room.
So you were sat in, and we were sort of like 3 or 4 of us just sat in there talking to him, and they're put up with, especially Jack, wouldn't he? You can talk to Jack, and then there's suddenly, we might get somebody come through that portal, and all you've got is get out. And we don't. We don't just sort of run.
No,
we don't all,
you move.
but you think, right,
keep going.
we're not going to push you, but because we're not going to do it. To you. You know what I mean? If you don't want us in here, we're off.
Was it either of
You've
you
got
slept in this
respect.
bed?
No.
I did once. We had two beds in at a time, and there were 3 of us in here. And I suppose we were in here for a total of maybe 3 hours. And in the morning, one had left. But we didn't really sleep. No, it was.
I can imagine.
I mean, had the light on all night. So, but would I sleep in here again? No.
I don't even. Yeah. I don't feel. I don't feel. I don't know what it is. I'm feeling warmish again now. But
Yeah, it's waves, isn't it?
Oh,
That's
it's
what
really
it is.
strange.
You find the floor
Sit in this chair.
Gary, you're sat down in the chair there.
Yeah.
Anything? Scott, not Scott. Sorry, our producer. He sat in that chair when we come up here, and he felt really at ease there, really, really comfortable, which was different to on the bed where he was feeling sick, and he did not like that chair. Nobody liked that. That's horrible, that chair. Gary, are you warm?
Do you want to swap with me instead?
No, I'm good.
No.
I'm okay.
It's this is a cold area, really cold here.
Yeah.
Quite a cold area over that area was quite warm, really.
It is crazy, the fluctuation. I mean, it's something that's tangible. That's the thing.
Yeah.
It's not just our imagination.
No,
It's
no.
tangible.
It's also no window as such.
Yeah.
But it's the only room I've ever been in, whereas obviously you're in a room, you get accustomed to the light or dark, whatever. But this room seems to go darker, which defies sort of logic, really, because it shouldn't. You should it should go lighter. But it doesn't in this room.
Well, what I'm going to do is ask Terry if that's okay, Terry, because we are running out of time, it seems. Is there anybody in here? Did you get people in here that come perhaps through maybe this vortex, that this is how they're coming in, and that shouldn't be in here, that should never come in here? Or is it all people that sort of belong or have an affinity with it?
We had one occasion, didn't we? Probably with the get out, and we've had a bad feeling in here, and we thought, oh God, that's it, right. Then I'll come in and I'll smudge the room and make sure that, say to them, you've got to go on to the light. But the actual Stevens family, the ones that reside here, just don't want to go. There's nothing I can do. I've tried.
Rachel, you stood up there. Any problem?
No, I just heard.
Oh, okay, come on. I'm out. I'm going. I'm not going. My mind's running away with me.
You're cold there because Lizzie. I felt Lizzie standing behind me.
Okay.
She'll often hide behind me.
What I'm going to do is, that's all right. I'm going to leave you. I'm not going downstairs on my own. If someone wants to come downstairs with me, we'll wrap up the show. I'm cold. I don't.
You don't want to do the other room. We haven't got.
I don't want to do the other room. Yeah. I don't want to. I'm really. I don't like it in there now. So if you don't mind.
I'm picking up one of the names like Michael. And sure, I'm not with
Michael.
Michael.
Okay, go on.
So I might be picking up range you two as well now. That's probably what it is. So I've sort of opened up.
I might be able to take Michael, but I'm not sure if I want to, really. The honest truth.
Yeah, it could be picking up. I on spirit while I'm studying.
Yeah. I mean, I'm only running out because I'm terrified now, because someone was talking to her to Rachel.
I don't know what you want.
No, I just heard
what do they want?
Don't know.
Huh?
They want. We've only come here because we're interested. They're just interested.
What did you hear, Rachel?
It's wonderful.
I don't know. It was just like, no, it wasn't a bang. It was just like something like that on the wall. I don't know. I don't know what it was.
My hair on the sides of my head is going. I don't like it in here.
Let's just.
I really don't.
Can we go silent for 30 seconds?
Oh, yeah, okay.
See what
Let's
happens.
do that.
And then I'll go around the room. Right. If any of the viewers can hear anything, then do let us know. Phone in. So this is where they would be coming through.
I don't like it, Gary. I'm trying to stay so quiet, but it's not.
You want out, do you?
Yeah, come on.
I think I do, yeah.
If
that's all right. Thank you, yeah. Come on then.
Okay.
Gary, stay with it.
Yeah, of course.
And I was thanking them in my own way.
Yeah,
going out there.
So they're shooting off down to the studio area again. I look like a ghost here, actually, don't I? But, yeah. It's quite an experience. It's like one side of the room would be warm, and where this vortex is supposed to be is actually quite cold down here.
It's always been cold.
Is it?
And I don't know why.
Is it just the way it is, or is it something there?
Yes, I can, yeah.
Yeah, with that, we'll pass you back to the studio.
Thanks, Gary.
Okay.
Thanks very much. Well, we're back here. We've come down. Terry, thank you. I'm going to close the show because I'm a bit scared, to be honest. Yeah, who is Michael? I mean, well, listen, okay, you got... I don't want it to be about... I don't want I don't want it to be me, but...
Around you, I can't.
My stepdad that you got, Jim, this is the guy... Michael's my biological father, which it can't be him. It can't. It
is.
I don't want none of that.
Just protecting you from the spirit. Well, yeah, he would have been protecting you because you were getting nervous up there and you were cold and everything else. So they'll come round to protect you.
I got hot. I was hot. Was it when I was getting hot? Was that my
warm.
Protection? Was it?
Yeah.
Well, I don't like it. Well, ladies and gentlemen, listen, Terry, thank you. Right, you've terrified me. I really enjoyed it. Thank you for all the work you do, and please get in touch with us if you want to know about the psychic nights or anything else to do with the Royal Oak Pub. But for now, I'd just like to say thank you, Terry. Thank you, Rachel. Thank you, Gary. This has been the Outside Broadcast in one of Britain's most haunted pubs. and I was terrified. Thanks for joining us, and we'll see you next time. Thanks very much.
Thank you.